Well, Plax is a tax expert. All that means 21 years of experience consulting with real estate investors. He says he has a black belt in real estate taxation. Right?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do,
You showed the
Lisa.
boxing
Okay.
gloves.
Okay, thanks. So,
He
yes,
has-
if everybody could see my logo right now, which I cannot show, on my logo is I'm wearing boxing gloves and I'm punching Uncle Sam.
So my question for you is, what do you find when you were starting out and you realized that, not any people just don't have that question specifically for real estate investors? What did you find were some of the more unique nuances that real estate investors need to know to maximize or to, just do a better business as it pertains to taxes?
Let's start with that. When people saying is I'm a real estate investor, you understand who they are. I understand who they are. He does not.
Okay.
That's problem number one. There is no such thing as being a real estate investor for the IRS. For the IRS, you can be one of the two. You can be landlord, having rental properties and leasing them out. Or you can be pretty much any other type of real estate business. Why is it so confusing is because the rules are completely different, forms are different, and you cannot mix it together. That confuses a lot of people, even CPAs. When you do a tax return, there is a form called Schedule E.
Yes.
Schedule E is where it should be reported if you don't have a separate business return. But there is also Schedule C that is called business. And a lot of people look and I'm saying is, well, I'm in the business, I'm a real estate investor. No, that's not business. Business would be if you were flipping or wholesaling. If you hold
about
rental
LLC?
property.
What if you have an LLC for your rental?
Correct. That's okay. Give me just 1 second. Yes, good question. So, point number one, if you are a landlord, you have to use Schedule E, period. Never use Schedule C for anything.
This is Tony Moore. Tony Moore is of Legally Chic LTD. As I'm going to ask her a few questions about her experience in law, and then more specifically go on to real estate investing. And then I'd like to open it up for all of us to ask questions. Do you mind if we open this up to everybody who got on the call specifically to ask a couple questions?
The reasonable and customary salary and stuff that you have to pay yourself, is that based on LLC rules, and who determines what that reasonable salary is?
Actually, you do as the boss. But the reasonable and customary is based on what we lawyers call facts and circumstances. And the facts and circumstances is like the market valuation. If you were a nonprofits get in a lot of trouble when they say, oh, I'm going to go from a person who was flipping hamburgers at an hour, and now I'm making $200,000 an hour. And then, if there's ever a question, is there ever an audit? And the question is, well, why did you think that you should go from 10 to 200,000? You say, because I said so. That's not due diligence. However, if you have documents showing that you made a determination, that you look at the market valuation, that you consider exactly what you're doing, you consider what we call your KSAs, your knowledge, your skills, your abilities, even your talents, and even your wherewithal, because you may know people to bring more business into the company. So all of those, the totality of those circumstances comes into play to determine whether or not your fees are reasonable.
Brian, let's just start right now. So I have a question for you. My group is a bunch of real estate investors, from beginners to very experienced. And so the opportunity to talk to you is really great, because I think you probably have a little bit more information because you're in a tenant-friendly jurisdiction. Would you say that's accurate, where you practice? That it's more tenant-friendly than landlord-friendly?
Yeah, tenant-friendly.
The courts come down a little bit easier on the tenants and harder on the landlords versus the other way around.
No, I would say where I'm at in, I would say Maryland, if you know what you're doing, I would say Maryland is pretty neutral if you know what you're doing. Problems comes when landlords don't know what they're doing, and then of course it becomes tenant friendly. DC, on the other hand, I would just say I wouldn't call it tenant friendly. I would just call it landlord deadly. Like, that's what I call it, you know.
So for everyone, we're talking to Brian Pendergraft. He is a real estate attorney, I think even a broker in the DC area. I think it's PG County, correct? And he has said, yes, he'd love to come up for an hour and talk to us about the different issues, especially pertaining to real estate investors and what we have going on. I actually like the fact that he's in a landlord deadly area, as he calls it, because if you know how to navigate that successfully, you can navigate anywhere else.
Right.
Let's do this. Tell us some of the top sort of 3 easy things that landlords consistently get wrong in your jurisdiction, and the easier ones, the ones that everyone's getting wrong, but they're relatively easy to fix. What are some examples of those that you commonly see?
Well, I would say that the issue with landlords is that I would say people become a landlord and they haven't realized that they've started a business. So once you realize that, you know, landlording is a business, and not only that, it's you're regulated. You know, there's rules that you must follow if you're accepting money if someone stays at a place. There's quite a bit, of course, quite a number of them. But, you know, a lot of people have this mindset of, you know, this is my house. I can rent it out however I want to whoever's paying. And if I don't like them, then I can just kick them out, essentially. So they don't have the mentality of, you know, this is a business and there's rules and regulations that I have to comply with. So if there's anything that, you know, you take away from this is that, you know, if you are a landlord, you are a business owner, and there are business practices that you must follow.